Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Hendy from Android Authority, and today we'll take a quick look at the third Android 12 beta, which includes a few new features and some other stuff, so let's get started. In terms of design, the third beta continues where the previous two left off. It includes a revamped Wallpapers and Style application that more or less fits in better with Android 12. The design of the new app falls more in line with the design of the OS as a whole, continuing Google's vision for a more cohesive visual experience across the entire OS. The big story, though, is the inclusion of the color picker. This was absent from the second beta. Basically, it lets you choose your own colors and overrides the automatic colors chosen by the OS when you choose a new wallpaper. This version of the color picker is super basic and only includes a few colors. However, it gives you a pretty good idea of how it's going to work. Beta 3 wasn't chock full of new design elements, it was more or less just that one. There are probably some other minor UI changes and animations that I missed, but I didn't notice anything too different from Beta 2. The new features is where the exciting stuff is for this Android 12 beta release. For starters, we finally get these scrolling screenshots we've been asking about for God knows how long. You simply take a screenshot and there is a Capture More button that now pops up. Tap it and the phone will screenshot as far down as it can scroll, stitch it together, and leave you with a screenshot your friends on social media will hate you for posting. Google has tried this with limited success in the past, so hopefully this is the version that sticks. It worked pretty well in my testing, and Google says it should work with most apps out of the gate. In addition, Android 12 now uses both the front-facing camera as well as the accelerometer to decide when to go into landscape or portrait mode. Basically, the accelerometer will detect a change in orientation, but your face may not have changed its orientation, like if you're using your phone in bed and you're laying on your side. The camera will work in tandem with the accelerometer to ensure that the display orientation changes based on where your face actually is, because the accelerometer can't see your face, and it doesn't know if you're laying in bed or are upside down or right side up. This is an opt-in feature for now, so it's not turned on out of the box. Some people may be a bit worried in terms of privacy, so good on Google for letting us choose if we want to use it. You can enable the feature by going into the settings, then display, scroll on down to the auto rotate screen section, and the setting is in there. Google does say that no images are stored on your device or anywhere else if you turn it on. Finally, Google announced a new on-device search called App Search. It basically searches through the applications installed on your phone to find stuff that may be in the applications themselves. I can't really show you an example for this one because no apps use it yet, but you'll be able to search for things like calendar events, stuff from your to-do list application of choice, and other such things without needing to open the application itself. The API for this is live for developers to include it, so it's only a matter of time before we start seeing some examples. And that's it for new features in this release, but it is adding to a growing list of features in Android 12 overall, and it's honestly surprising to still be getting new features this late into the development cycle. As per the norm, under-the-hood changes are plentiful in the new beta. Most of the features I mentioned in the previous sections of the video have a new API so developers can build applications that work better with them. For example, the Scroll Capture API lets applications better support Google's native scrolling screenshots if they want to. All of those are added in this beta release. In addition, the aforementioned auto rotate feature was also optimized and can go from portrait to landscape and back 25% faster thanks to these optimizations. You do get that performance boost whether or not you opt into the front-facing camera feature I mentioned earlier. Some of the other stuff that came with the Android 12 Beta 3 include the play-as-you-download feature that we talked about on the site long before now. In short, the Google Play Store downloads your games in such a way that you can start playing them while it continues to download in the background like you can on game consoles. In addition, a new Game Mode API announcement tells us that a gaming dashboard of some kind is coming to Android 12 and that game developers can start planning for it. Basically, the dashboard will let users decide things like if they want games optimized for battery life during long commutes or performance mode for high frame rates. The APIs for the developers allow them to optimize their games for whatever the user chooses. Google says the gaming dashboard is coming later this year to select devices. Finally, this should be the final beta release where Google really focuses on adding more stuff. The next beta release will finalize the APIs and focus more on stability as we ramp up to the final release later this year. Basically, if it's not here yet, there's a better than average chance it won't make it to this year's version of Android. Finally, let's get down to all of the security improvements that Google made in this beta release. And by improvements, I mean improvement because there was actually only one. The new mic and camera indicators went live in beta 2, along with the toggles, but they seem to be getting in the way of some UI elements in some apps. Google added a privacy indicator API so developers can see where these indicators appear. Google isn't moving them, but they're giving developers an an easy way to see where they might be so they can plan their apps around it. So believe it or not, I actually had some problems with this beta. The new Wallpaper and Style application crashed on me twice and then magically started working again out of nowhere. Additionally, this little search bar in the app drawer looks like garbage for some reason, and it was also slow and funky acting. It's rare to see such issues in a beta release, but it is a beta, so it's not entirely surprising. What is surprising is Google adding features this late into the development cycle. Usually an OS update only includes 1 or 2 notable features all year, but Google has added several this year, and it's honestly just building my hype for the final release. Everything looks so fresh and different, with many parts of the OS finally starting to look like one another, so it doesn't feel like you're using something developed by a dozen different teams that don't talk to each other. The on-device search could be cool depending on how app developers integrate it with their existing apps, while the faster and less stupid auto rotation along with the scrolling screenshots smooth out some rough edges that people have complained about for years. That said, this is beta 3 and we've only got one more beta until the final release. I will continue to reserve my full judgment until the big day, but let me tell you something, this is the most fun I've had making OS videos in a few years, so I'm pretty excited and I hope you are too. Big OS updates like this don't just come along very often anymore. And that about does it for this one, folks. If you like this video, you know what to do, and if not, you still know what to do. For more information, check out our previous Android 12 videos, along with the articles I have linked up in the video description below. As always, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.